Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Pop YouTube channel, your campus hits pop culture fix. And today it's time to have a look at some national finals. And today we're taking on Melodi Grand Prix. That's right, if you're a Eurovision fan, you'll be aware that this is Norway's pre-selection for Eurovision. And I'm about to react to the 9 songs which made it through to the grand final of Melodi Grand Prix, which will air on Saturday night. That's right, we are not far away at all from finding out who will be representing Norway at Eurovision. They've been fantastic for the last few years. I feel like they're on such a run of memorable entries. Regardless of what you think about Subwoofer, absolutely a moment at Eurovision. Queen of Kings last year, still one of my favourite songs. An amazing song to have on at the gym, just in case you haven't tried it out. So where did they go in 2024 to continue that top 10 run that they've got going? I'm about to find out. All 9 songs I'm going to be reacting to. I'm going to be reacting to the live performances that they performed in each of their respective semi-finals. I'm going to be reacting to them in order of where they will perform on Saturday night. So that's KEiiNO through to Super Rob. Not me, although I am wonderful.
Right.
So let's not waste any more time. I'm going to get going with song number 1, and we are starting with an act that I am very familiar with. That is, of course, KEiiNO. They represented Norway in 2019 with Spirit in the Sky. In my mind, they represented Norway in 2021 with Monument. They didn't, but honestly, for me, one of the biggest misses of all time in Eurovision national finals. I love Monument. I actually think Monument is better than Spirit in the Sky. Still bitter about that. They came second last time. Will Damdiggida take them to Malmo? Let's find out. This intro is promising. Well, they're going in with the up-tempo this year. Monument was a bit more spooky, but this is dancey. This is building up really well. I think it's going to explode. This is unusual, but I'm loving it. This is really fresh for them, which I think was needed. Usually they feel like a 3-piece, but it almost feels like Alexandra featuring the 2 boys. I love this. It's like updated Aqua. I want to know why the guy on the left is doing nothing this time, because I love his voice. Queen of vocals, I mean, are we shocked? Oh, here he is. This is so fun. This is so fun. Love, 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 love. This is great. This is great. I feel like if they'd come back and tried to replicate another kind of like dark moment like Monument, or even Spirit in the Sky, then I think it would have felt like the whole thing was getting a bit stale. But I think that it refreshes the whole KEiiNO sound in a way that really does make sense. Like, it's not a massive departure, but it moves them on into like a dancier realm. It almost feels like it has like techno feels to it. I compared it to like an updated Aqua. It was such an exciting entry. It kept me going the entire way. I never got tired of a Damdiggida, you know? I never got tired of it, and it felt like it kept going, and at the end it was like, it came to this crescendo that just, I love, 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 love. I wish they were on stage with her more, because it almost felt like Alexandra featuring the 2 boys at times. But that is literally my only criticism. I mean, the vocals were flawless. Not that I expect anything less of Alexandra, because she's always incredible. Like, it literally just sounded like a studio version. It's hard to believe that that was literally a live performance. Eurovision needs this song. Eurovision needs this song. The only song that made me feel this like excited in an energetic way last year was Cha Cha Cha. In a way that made me feel this full of adrenaline. Nah, Damdiggida is the one. Okay, I was feeling ill before I started this video, but I swear to God, KEiiNO has just like injected the life into me. So we move now on to song number 2. This is AnnPrincess, who I don't know anything about, no expectations going into this, and the song is Save Me. I feel like I was expecting a ballad, but I'm certainly not going to get one. Ooh, I like this. Okay, this is a little bit more drawn back in terms of it having like that dance instrumental. We're about to derobe her. It's very artistic. I'm not sure if this is immediate enough for Eurovision. I think this will sound good in studio form, a bit more than it would live. She's good though, I like AnnPrincess. This is my favourite bit. This is a good song, this is another really good song. But like, if this came on Radio 1, you wouldn't question it and be like, what the hell is this? Like, it really feels very current and commercial. I think the staging's growing on me. I'm not sure I understand it, but like, it's artistic. It's actually stuck in my head actually, so I feel like I should have given it more credit earlier. I think when you think of minimalism at Eurovision, you think of like a ballad. Usually people don't send sort of, this kind of felt like it had a dance undertone, but it played it quite laid back. It was quite restrained, it was minimalistic, as I said, and I think that's quite an interesting approach. My immediate thought was like, oh, it won't stand out because of that, but the more the song went on, I actually kind of found more beauty in its minimalism, and I actually thought, oh, you know what, this is quite interesting, this is quite captivating. And her voice was great as well. I'm not going to pretend that I love it as much as Damdiggida. I think that's purely because it just made me feel so excited. This song isn't really designed to make you feel excited, but it's definitely designed to make you feel emotional without being a ballad, and I think definite credit has to go to that, and definitely has to go to AnnPrincess's delivery of it too. Don't think it's going to be my favourite come the end of it, but something I would definitely listen to, and certainly not something that I'm about to criticise. I have no qualms with this. I have no qualms with this. 2 for 2 for Melodi Grand Prix. It's starting off really well. I'm enjoying this national final this year so far. I'm saying that very soon, but it's a good start. It's a very good start. Right, let's keep the pace going. Song number 3, we've got Gothminister with We Come Alive. I think we're about to get a little bit spooky. I'm kind of shocked, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it's Norway, this makes sense. Norway are liking their up-tempos this year. Part of me is slightly thinking it works more as a gimmick than it does as an actual song, but the staging is great. They're really doing well with the storytelling in the staging of this national final. I feel like once you get over the fact that there's a goth on stage, the song isn't amazing. It's catchy though, it's definitely catchy. It's growing on me, it's certainly memorable. A bit repetitive, but memorable. Mixed feelings on that. There's definitely things I like about it, that's for sure. First of all, the staging. I thought the staging was really good. And I thought that for all 3 so far. I don't know if there's like one staging director this year, but they're doing some really creative things. There was that shot through the dollhouse, that was fantastic. But if you just, I tried to kind of close myself off from that at a point and not get distracted by the staging and just focus on the song. And I think once you get over the shock that you are maybe not expecting to see this sort of gothic looking man on stage, the song underneath is a little bit repetitive and lacking, but it's not bad by any means. I'm certainly going to hear a lot worse than this over the course of this national final season, but by Norway standards I think they can do better than this, and the song could have given me more levels. I felt like even the way it ended, like the final chorus wasn't like a big crescendo. Staging wise it was, but the song didn't build enough throughout. Like I kind of knew where it was going within the first 30 seconds. Will make an interesting part of the final. Like it does make sense that this would make it to the final, because I think it's definitely something different. I just don't think it's the one for Eurovision. Wonderful, moving on now, we go on to song number 4. I'm wondering if we're going to get a ballad amongst this, because everything's been very sort of high intensity so far. But yeah, song number 4, we move now on to Ingrid Jasmin, and the song is Erika. Hey girl. Norway, I'm liking your taste this year. This is interesting. There's always like Arabic influences to this. She feels a bit tame vocally in that chorus. Could have pushed a bit more, I think. I don't know if it's just because the song title's similar, but it's kind of reminding me of Cyprus 2022. Ooh! This is cool. This is a very interesting entry. I wouldn't necessarily expect something like this from Norway, but like, why not? I'm not 1,000,000% sold by her, but she is gorgeous. She's getting into these dance moves, but she's kind of got this look on her face like she's smiling through it all. Again, mixed feelings about this, but in probably a more positive way than Gothminister. It's definitely unique, definitely stands out amongst this pack. I love that dance break. I mean, we're seeing dance breaks a lot more recently in Eurovision, largely probably I would say thanks to Miss Chanel. But this one was different. It didn't just feel like it was thrown in for the sake of it. It really did match the whole vibe of the song. It had this kind of ethnic feel to it, and it followed that feel. It was very sort of drum heavy. So yeah, this definitely has its place. It has its excitement. I think I would quite like this in studio version. Part of me wasn't convinced by her all the time. I felt like sometimes her vocals were a bit too light. I felt like they could have gone in a bit more. I felt like she was a bit breathy at times, and I felt like there was just a little bit of confidence lacking in it to really sell the fantasy. And sometimes the song did feel a little bit disjointed, like I didn't quite know where it was going next, but which can be a good thing. But I think the whole thing does have to sort of stick in your mind at the end and not feel like an amalgamation of three ideas. It does have to feel like a uniform song. So that's a slight criticism of it that I have, but look, there's nothing I like more of in a Eurovision entry that I can pop my puss to. So I can imagine a place for this at Eurovision. I just think it could have come together a little bit stronger. I think there's little tweaks they could have made to the song, the performance, and the vocals. Just not sure it's quite the one, but it's good. It is very good. I really want to emphasize that. It is very good. Moving on now to song number 5. Will that high quality remain? We move on to Miia, and the song is Green Lights. Okay, we're stripping it back now. I feel like there's time for this song. Oh, she's got a gorgeous voice. So smooth. God, her voice is like angelic. But it's certainly the most simple staging yet, let's put it that way. The rest of them have felt very creative. This is quite stripped back. She's having to do the work herself, but she's doing well with it. There's the bones of a great song here. It's not fully letting rip, but I'm interested to see whether it does get there. Vocals go. I'm not totally sold, but she's not the problem, that's for sure. It's got a really nice melody to it though. It's the progression and the way she delivers the song is gorgeous. It's the sort of thing I could imagine in like the back of an advert for like a drama. That's probably my least favourite so far, if I'm being honest. I felt like the song never really got me there. I think by the end, I actually stopped speaking because I kind of lost the will. I kind of knew it wasn't going to take me there. I think vocally, she's fantastic. You know the kind of purity that like Ellie Goulding has in her voice? It kind of reminded me of that. It was like angelic, so soft and smooth. I could listen to that voice all day. The song itself was kind of there, but not fully there. I felt like she was having to do a lot of groundwork to sell the song, and fair play, she's made it to the final because she really sold the life out of it. It was going for that kind of dramatic moment, the sweeping strings. It tried to build, but it never really got there. It never gave me goosebumps. In a final so far, which has had some really exciting and unique entries in it, I feel that this probably does blend in a bit too much. But as a standalone song, if I heard this again, if I heard this on the radio, I'd think, oh, this is a nice song. It is pleasant and it is good. But because I'm not judging it on its own and I'm judging it amongst 9 other songs, I do think this does blend in a little bit too much. Right, we're moving on now to another former Norway Eurovision entrant. This time we go to 2013's Margaret Berger. She last represented Norway when we were in Malmo, I do believe, that would be correct. So she's off for a second crack at that Malmo wit. This time she comes with Oblivion. Will she make it to Eurovision for a second time? I loved I Feed You My Love. What a great song. Still sounds great to this day. Hasn't aged one bit. Is Oblivion going to make it? Let's find out. And we're still going for that electronic sound, that's for sure. That kind of pulsation in the back is reminiscent of I Feed You My Love, actually. I like the staging of this again as well. I like this. It definitely gives me a very Scandi style, that's for sure. I'm not sure it's a standout as I Feed You My Love, but it's still very strong. I like that chorus. I kind of want a little bit more from this song at the moment. This chorus could just be a little bit better, I think, than just... It's quite haunting, actually, even though it's upbeat. I do like this. I would definitely listen to this, that's for sure. She's giving it some. Come on, mother. This certainly has that Scandi pop feel. It's almost kind of like Röyksopp, Robin-esque, which is a great thing. I mean, they are classic Scandi artists, and I think it really delivers almost kind of what you'd expect from Margaret Berger. It's very slick, very polished electro pop. I think for Eurovision, it misses a little bit of a bang, like a real something to cling on to. Because as much as like, if I would 100% listen to that all day long, like this is the type of music I do listen to and I do enjoy it. Again, I think this falls victim to being a song that I'm reacting to on a Eurovision front, and I'm comparing it to other songs, because in a world where I'm not comparing anything and I'm just listening to everything of its own right, this is a great song. I really, really, really like this song. One of the best songs yet, probably my second favourite actually. But because I'm comparing it to 9 other songs, I think it maybe just lacks just that little something that makes it stand out and makes it a winner. But a really great song, really well performed. Again, she hasn't aged one bit. I mean, this is literally the same Margaret Berger from 2013 with another song that feels really fresh, really current, very modern. Hey, and I'll just give it like a 9 out of 10 as a song. I'm only faulting because I'm thinking of things on a Eurovision front, because other than considering whether it would do well at Eurovision, I think this is really, really fantastic. Right, we move on to song number 7 now. Honestly, this has been a really great final so far. Norway, you have some serious choices here. But we now move on to Dog Erik Oksvold and Fagermo, and the song is Judge Tenderly of Me. He's got a really nice voice. Aww, this is sweet. I mean, they're certainly giving this a very common Linnet staging. It can't be ignored. I love their voices. This is really good. This feels really classic. Like, that melody just feels really like instant, and it feels familiar, like a warm hug, like you already know it. I'm really glad this is in the final. This really stands out, actually. I think this could do well because it's so different to everything else. It's not overcomplicated, but it just doesn't need to be, does it? Cute! Look, Eurovision is great because it gives you all the bells and whistles, and I love the bells and whistles. I love the campery of Eurovision, but I also love a song like this that is just lovely. Like, that is the word that I just keep coming back to. What a lovely song. And I think there is a real possibility that this stands out because there is anything like this so far. We've barely even had a slow song. There's something about the melody of it which just feels like I've heard it before, but I know I haven't. I'm certainly not saying it's a copy of anything before, but it just had that feel to it that it was like, oh, it's like had this instant great melody. Just tenderly on me. It just made me smile. One of my favourites yet. I didn't see that coming. Like, when this started, I was like, oh, this might be a skip. This ain't a skip, this is one of the best yet. This is really classy, this is really great, and this is how you do a male-female ballad because their vocals are not faltering in Netherlands 2023. I really like this, I feel really like warm and after this. Okay, so from that sweet moment, we move on to the 8th of 9 songs now. We're going on to Gåte, and the song is Ulveham. Okay. Ooh, is this in Norwegian? Already excited. Ooh. Loving this staging again. Well, this certainly stands out, there's no doubt about that. I get the feeling this is quite like traditional to Norway. I don't know that for sure, but that's the kind of a vibe that I'm getting. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about it, but I think I like it. Wow. The passion, the emotion in this. I feel swept up in like an avalanche. Something in me is like, I should find her vocals shouty, but I don't. I'm like, oh my god. This is a lot to take in. But that shouldn't ever be a bad thing. Wow. That was a lot, and I feel like I need to decide how I feel about this. Like, my brain is somewhere between thinking this would either do like AIR last year when Spain sent something so like culturally relevant to their country that it didn't resonate, or it does something like Shum, which was so standout and unique in its vibe that it really swept people up. These things can go one of two ways. I don't know which way this goes, but I feel excited by it. I'm so intrigued by it. Wow, this is such a unique song, but I'm actually struggling to find like the descriptive words for it because I've never heard anything like this. And usually I would think that I would find this too shouty. I don't like when people are like screaming and stuff, but there felt like such a raw passion behind it that I was almost in awe rather than recoiling. I wasn't like, oh, I was like, an attack on my senses in all the right ways. This is a moment. There's no two ways about that. You do not go and make a cup of tea when this song is on, you know what I mean? Like, you are rooted to the television screen. This has been a very good final, Norway. This is such high quality, I'm really impressed. But we move on to the last song, and that final song is My AI by Super Rob and Erika Norwich. I am intrigued by this to say the least, because I always say in these videos, I avoid the hype and avoid like comments and trying to find out what songs are going to sound like in advance because I don't want to spoil them for myself, but I have heard a lot of talk about this song. I fear from that title, I really do, because AI scares the life out of me. But let's do this. That is certainly a look. As someone called Rob, this is weird. This coming after the last entry at Ulveham is quite the shift. I kind of feel like they shouldn't send this so soon after the Wolves. Thank you. It's catchy though, isn't it? It's a bit shit, but I do like it. Oh. So true. Norway have lost the plot this year, I swear to God. I can't pretend this isn't catchy, like it really is.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
What the fuck was that? But I think I liked it. That really just to sum me up as a person. Can we actually, just for a moment, discuss the fact the last 3 songs we've had a country ballad, some traditional Norse folk, and then an AI robot, cheesy bubblegum dance pop. Norway have really brought it all with this national final, haven't they? Like, there's something for everybody.
My God, there's room for everybody, let's just say that.
This will obviously stand out. I heart says the song isn't strong enough to overcome how heavy they've gone on the novelty. So I felt like Give That Wolf a Banana was still a strong song, even though obviously the whole gimmick was that it was being performed by two wolves. I feel like this goes even heavier on the novelty, and I'm not sure that the song quite keeps up, but it is fun. I did have a smile on my face throughout the whole thing. I did enjoy watching it. I think my gut just says, don't do this again yet. So I can imagine this is probably in with a chance of being sent, because it really does stand out. Like, it's a very immediate moment. It's so instant. And the talking bits are very funny. It definitely has viral potential, but we'll leave it in the national final and we can enjoy it forevermore. I don't know if we need it all the way through till May. So that is all 9 songs, and I have to say, this is a really, really, really good national final. And Norway have some great options here. Who do I think will win? I have no idea. My brain said the top 3 will probably be KEiiNO, Gåte, and Super Rob and Erika Norwich. I would personally, however, love to see Judge Tenderly of Me in that top 3, and I think that could be the shock of the night. I think if I was to rank my top 3, my third favourite for the live from a Eurovision perspective is Ulveham. Then second would be Judge Tenderly of Me. Honestly, that song warmed my heart, but my favourite has got to be KEiiNO. I do think I want Damdiggida to go to Eurovision. I think it would really stand out there. I think it's definitely another top 5, top 10. I think it's a guaranteed televote voter. Could struggle with the juries is a possible problem, which they faced in 2019. But for me, Damdiggida is my favourite, and it is the song that I think should be sent. So I'll be crossing my fingers for KEiiNO again, but if they get beaten this time, I won't be as upset as if they got beaten by Tix, because I think the songs that I imagine are competing with it, I think are really strong as well. And Norway have some really good options here. I really think they could do very well again. There's a lot of these songs here that I think could make it to the final, could make top 10 at Eurovision. And let me know down below, who are your favourites? Subscribe to this channel if you want more Eurovision content. I'm going to be going through all the way to May with loads more content. Give this video a like if you enjoyed what you saw, and hit that bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. But I'm out of breath. I was ill before I started this, but now I feel full of life. So I'm gonna Damdiggida my way all the way to bed to edit this video. And I hope you enjoy it. Good night, and enjoy Saturday night with Melodi Grand Prix.